Nurul Izzah Anwar, Personality and Psychological Profile. I, Background and Early Conditioning. Born in 1980 to Anwar Ibrahim and Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, Nurul Izzah's political consciousness was forged in the crucible of reformasi, the 1998 grassroots movement sparked by her father's controversial sacking and subsequent imprisonment. Her formative years were shaped by political turbulence, family sacrifice, and a potent sense of injustice. This early exposure to adversity likely cultivated in her both high emotional intelligence and a strong internal locus of control, attributes crucial to her poise and resilience. Her engineering and international relations education, unusual for a Malaysian female politician, reflects both analytical ability and cosmopolitan orientation. Rather than adopt the combative populism of her father, Nurul Izzah has often chosen moral clarity over political expediency, signaling idealistic and reformist tendencies. Personality traits. Using the Big Five personality traits as a framework. Openness to experience, high. Nurul Izzah exhibits intellectual curiosity and a receptiveness to progressive ideas, particularly around institutional reform, gender equality, and civil liberties. Her support for repealing the Sedition Act and other authoritarian laws signals a forward-thinking mindset. Conscientiousness, moderately high. She's methodical in her policy positions and deliberate in her communications. However, some critics suggest an occasional hesitance to take firm stances, indicating a possible internal conflict between prudence and moral courage. Extroversion, moderate. While charismatic and media-friendly, she is not overtly gregarious or domineering in public. She projects a soft-spoken resolve, a trait often misread as weakness, but which masks quiet strength and persistence. Agreeableness, high. Nurul Izzah is widely perceived as empathetic, diplomatic, and driven by altruistic motives. Her consensus-building approach and avoidance of personal attacks show a preference for collaboration over conflict. Neuroticism, low to moderate. Despite personal traumas, including divorce, rumored betrayal, and a high-pressure political legacy, she has demonstrated emotional stability. However, moments of withdrawal from politics suggest underlying emotional fatigue or existential disillusionment. 3. Psychological motivations. Nurul Izzah's motivations are best understood through the lens of self-determination theory, which emphasizes autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Her long political journey reflects a striving to autonomize herself from her father's legacy, forging an identity independent of dynastic politics, demonstrate competence in governance and policy, especially during her time on parliamentary committees and her brief tenure as senior advisor to the Prime Minister. Connect meaningfully with reformist movements and the Rakyat, often echoing the emotional tenor of grassroots frustrations. Her recurring ambivalence, stepping away from politics only to return, may suggest an ongoing internal dialectic, a tension between personal fulfillment and public obligation, between self-care and sacrifice. Attachment and interpersonal style. Nurul Izzah appears to exhibit a secure attachment style, anchored in her close-knit family and stable maternal relationship. This likely contributes to her empathetic approach to leadership. Her capacity to withstand betrayal, both personal and political, while maintaining grace under pressure, suggests resilience and a well-developed moral compass. However, her tendency to avoid confrontation may also stem from early trauma and the need to preserve peace in a turbulent political and personal environment. V. Public versus private persona. Publicly, Nurul Izzah embodies integrity, sincerity, and idealism. She rarely indulges in political theatrics, opting instead for a measured, almost academic tone. Privately, reports and anecdotes suggest a thoughtful, introspective person deeply affected by both personal and national events. Her remarriage, after a highly publicized divorce, was handled discreetly, revealing her instinct to shield her personal life from political exploitation. VA, archetypal role in Malaysian politics. Psychologically, Nurul Izzah fits the wounded healer archetype, someone whose personal suffering has deepened her capacity to empathize and serve. Her authenticity distinguishes her in a political arena often marred by patronage and cynicism. Yet this same authenticity can appear as political naivete, especially when confronted with the Machiavellian reality of Malaysian party politics. She is not the firebrand, not the technocrat, not the populist, but the conscience of her generation. Conclusion. Nurul Izzah Anwar's psychological profile is characterized by emotional intelligence, idealism, and resilience. Her struggles, both political and personal, have not hardened her. They have humanized her. While her measured and often understated approach may not make her a natural power broker, it does make her a credible moral leader, one whose role may become more crucial as the electorate seeks authenticity in an era of post-truth politics. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope, so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly, clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again, its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.